Hey everyone, this is Installation00 and I have the distinct pleasure of collaborating with Covenant Canon. If you're a lover of all things Covenant, there is no better channel to get some Covenant lore. I know I don't cover aspects of the Covenant anywhere near as much as I should, but Covenant Canon has been rocking it and putting some awesome content in my stead. But today I'm trying to do the Covenant justice by looking at the Covenant Citadel. Over on my channel, you'll find a video on Covenant Pylons created by Covenant Canon, so be sure to follow the link in the description over to that video after you're done here. And if you've already watched that video on my channel and have followed the link over there to this video, be sure to subscribe to Covenant Canon and show him some love. Now, with nothing more to say, let's get on task and look at the Covenant Citadel. The Citadel is a Covenant base structure and the Covenant equivalent of the UNSC Firebase. The Citadel is a basic command structure with defences such as Wraiths, Ghosts and Banshees, and can also be defended by base turrets. It also has similar underground garages to the UNSC Firebase. These provide field command facilities for invading or defending Covenant armies. Much like its UNSC equivalent, it possesses 7 expansion sockets for more structures for research, unit production and defence. Where UNSC firebases and banished outposts are prefabricated and airlifted into the battlefield by large transport craft such as the D-20 Heron, D-81 LRT Condor or the Lich, Covenant Citadels and their supporting substructures are teleported into the battlefield hull. From here, supplies are driven into the base via gravity lifts and stored in a warehouse. Once established, a large teleportation pad is established in front of the base, which can be used to move troops and vehicles to the front lines of the battle. The Citadel does not appear to have any physical openings for which to enter or exit the buildings. Troops simply use the teleporter to exit and enter. When threatened, the base can lock down, which will establish a shield around the teleporter into the base to prevent unauthorized entry or exit in or out of the base. The Covenant also made use of mini-bases, smaller outposts only capable of supporting one additional structure. They were notably employed during the Battle of Entron Harbourage, where they were used as forward air bases with which to construct Banshees and Vampires. Unlike the UNSC counterpart, there is no structure for the building of the Covenant mini-base to attach to, simply a teleporter pad on the ground for troops and supplies to use to enter the lone building. Covenant Citadels were employed by the Covenant during several battles in 2531. One was employed during the Harvest campaign, in which it was used to defend the Relic. Several were later used at the Battle of Arcadia. One was deployed in Perth City to defend a mega turret that was shelling the city, while another was deployed in the city's outskirts. Several citadels and mini-bases were deployed under the protection of a massive Covenant dome, though they would eventually be destroyed by orbital bombardment. The Covenant would make extensive use of citadels during the Battle of Entron Harbourage. Shortly following the end of the Human-Covenant War, a citadel being used as an airbase by shipmaster Let Volir would be attacked by Atriox and the banished forces. The citadel is capable of hosting up to 7 fortifications alongside up to 4 turret slots. The warehouse is a Covenant structure used for collecting and processing resources. It can be built onto any unused Covenant or neutral plot for 100 resources. It brings down supplies from orbit to Covenant bases via gravity lifts. Workers move the supplies to the proper area for further use by the Covenant commander. At tech level 1 it can be upgraded to a Blessed warehouse for 225 resources to allow for faster collection of resources. It is the Covenant equivalent of the UNSC supply pad. In order for a warehouse to be upgraded, a temple must be built. The warehouse's resources are used to train units, construct buildings and research technology upgrades. It is ideal for the most efficient bases to be equipped with 6 warehouses to boost available resources. The difference between a normal and a blessed variant seems to be that the blessed variant is more advanced than the normal one and looks more intricate. It has a larger sliding section and 4 more storage tanks. The Covenant Barracks is home to the well-trained and numerous infantry of the Covenant forces. Ungoi Lancers, Kigyar and Megalak Golo are trained here. The different races are housed separately according to their status in the caste system. Ungoi, the lowest of the caste system, performs many of the more demeaning tasks. The Kigyar tend to only socialise amongst themselves, while the Megalak Golo communicate with each other via their collective consciousness. The hall is built onto the Citadel and is where the Covenant infantry are trained and upgraded, such as Ungoi Lancers, 4 Ungoi led by a single Sangili, or a single Jiralhane depending on the leader chosen, Megalak Kolo pairs and Kigyar sniper pairs. This is also where most Covenant infantry upgrades are researched, such as increased troop power and weapons. The hall forms the core of the Covenant ground attack forces. The factory is where the Type 32 Ghosts, the Type 25 Choppers, the Type 26 Wraiths and the Type 30 Locusts can be constructed. All the land-based vehicle upgrades are researched in the factory as well. The Covenant are able to build the factory from the beginning without needing any upgrades on the Citadel first. The vehicles built here are prone to an air attack. The Summit is another addition to the Covenant Citadel's arsenal. It constructs units such as the Banshees, the Vampires and Engineers. All of the air-based unit upgrades are researched at the Summit. Unlike the UNSC Airpad, which requires the second tech level, the Summit can be built at tech level 0. The shield technology is used by this shield generator is repurposed foreigner technology and requires vast amounts of power to use. Once the shield is drained, the buildings underneath the shield begin to take structural damage. Over time, the shield will begin to regenerate back up to full strength. Expensive and taking up a build slot, commanders who wish to use the shield generator must choose between a strong defense and other options. It is powerful enough to withstand a direct hit from the UNSC Spirit of Fire's magnetic accelerator cannon. If multiple shield generators are built onto one citadel, the shields become much more durable. It is a good idea to place the shield generator to the rear of the base in order to protect it from enemy fire once the shields are down. The shield generator has no UNSC counterpart. In the temple, it is possible to upgrade units and buildings. These upgrades are very expensive but very effective and powerful. All plasma turrets surrounding the citadel can be upgraded from small to medium or large. Max population of the local army can be increased by 10. All Covenant shields can be upgraded to make them recharge faster. You may also upgrade your leaders. The temple could be said to be equal to a UNSC reactor and a field armory combined. Covenant hero units can be retrained and their abilities can be enhanced inside the temple as well. The automated plasma turret is a Covenant weapon emplacement that is often used to defend prefabricated bases and other structures. There are at least 2 models of the turret, the larger of which has 3 further variations. The heavy model features a large semicircular base, in the middle of which is an anti-gravity platform like that of the Shade series. The turret, which is built around a Class 2 directed energy cannon, rests on the field emitted by this platform. 3 variations of this turret exist, each of which is successively larger and more durable and has more powerful weaponry. In addition to the standard plasma cannon, each iteration of the turret can be outfitted with a fuel rod cannon for increased effectiveness against ground vehicles, a plasma mortar for combating infantry, or a heavy needle cannon for engaging aircraft. The light model is considerably lighter than the former, being stabilised by a large tripod. As with the former model, the turret rests on an anti-gravity field emitted from the base. This turret relies on motion tracking devices to function and track targets. Despite its smaller frame, this turret is equipped with a heavy plasma cannon. This weapon is powerful enough to penetrate the UNSC bubble shield. The Covenant Citadel is a powerful base structure for the Covenant to mount groundside invasions and continually bolster forces for protracted engagements. These bases link directly to supporting ship overhead and thus can be considered an anchor point and a much more sophisticated gravity lift, enabling the ship in orbit to dispatch its troops, supplies and vehicles groundside to a fortified position, granting them a more powerful foothold on the ground. Though the application of these bases have only been seen on a handful of occasions during the Human-Covenant War, when they have been used, they have presented a particularly robust and persisting issue for the human forces attempting desperately to defend their colony. And it could be interesting to see if these fortified emplacements make a return to the now allied ex-Covenant species, now that the galaxy is under created control. Thanks for watching. Stick your comments down below, I look forward to what you have to say. Again, if you're not subscribed, be sure to subscribe to Covenant Canon and follow the link in the description over to his video on my channel. I want to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons. You guys are awesome, and all this wouldn't be possible without you. It's been a pleasure working with you, man, and I look forward to more projects together in the near future. So I'll now hand you back over to Covenant Canon and head back over to Installation00. I look forward to seeing you there. Take it easy everyone, and find peace in the domain.